I remember when I was really young, probably 5 years old, I had this great friend. His name was Daniel, and we were best friends. You know, we'd probably known each other for 10 minutes or so. That's how best friendships when you're 5 go. And so, like all 5-year-old best friends do, we had to have a sleepover. But when I got to Daniel's house, I noticed something different. It looked like 5 of my houses put on top of each other. And he had all this land and all this property, and you know, to a 5-year-old, this doesn't really make any sense. I think that my first question was, how do you all mow this lawn? I couldn't understand. And I think in those early moments is when I first decided that I wanted to be like Daniel's parents, that I wanted to be successful, and to be able to provide for my family what my single mother couldn't. It seems like from the time that we're kids, we're told how to be successful, but we never ponder what this success really means. We're taught from a young age to pick a career field that has a suitable pedigree, to attain a degree that can guarantee us entrance into this career field, to marry, to have children, and then to die, and this is the life cycle. We're taught that a successful person is someone who goes throughout that life cycle and doesn't have financial concerns. We've learned that all we need to do to be successful is to continue on this perfectly paved route in front of us, to not deviate, to read F. Scott Fitzgerald and Ernest Hemingway so that during our ever-so-successful business deals, we can charm our clients with those cheesy quotes from This Side of Paradise and A Farewell to Arms. We're taught to go to college, to get a practical degree like engineering or health management, obviously staying away from anything in the liberal arts like philosophy, because successful people don't get degrees that include meaningful thinking. We're taught to enter into marriages quickly so as to preserve our society's puritanical views on sex. We're taught to follow one religion, as if there be a God, she would be small enough to be defined by one religion. We're taught to vote as if our vote actually matters. We're taught to save for retirement, to go on vacation maybe once or twice, and then to await our imminent demise right here in the villages. We're told to believe that those raging beliefs that we have as young adults will fade because we're idealists, and that our principles will be reined in with life and time. And with so many successful people, the system must be working, right? These are the lessons that we're taught on how to live our life. Does anybody else see a problem with it, or is it just me? You know, when I got this award, that is being salutatorian, I was at first grateful, and excited and proud, obviously. I was successful, whatever that means. Granted, not as successful as Daniela, but still. In my success, who did I have to trample? Who had to fail in order for me to succeed? We live in a world with so many problems: income inequality, inefficient healthcare, a global AIDS pandemic, gender inequality, LGBT discrimination, ethnic wars, and that's just to name a few. And one would think that with so many successful people here, that someone would be able to do something about it. But I think that that's the fundamental flaw with success and with being successful. Blindness to other people's problems starts with the journey to success. In our struggle for success, we fail to consider the effect it has on others. Let me ask you, when you got your last job, did you think about the woman or man who had to be fired for you to get it? Did you think about the person who applied before you did, who now can't afford to feed their children because you took their job? Probably not. The blindness to the world's problems only continues once we are successful. Once we're in this comfortable position where the only thing we have to worry about is which soiree we'll attend, or which direction the Dow heads. You know, life gets so relaxed that we can't see 2 feet past our own noses. Nowhere in the definition of success is included anything about the betterment of society and the fellow man. The problems in the world are real, but the people with the power to do anything about it are so blinded by their own success that they fail to account for it. You know, I can't imagine a world without Gandhi or Martin Luther King Jr. These men all had ideas of what the world should be, how to solve problems, how to eliminate inequality. Yet by our standards of success and big bank accounts and large properties, these men would both be failures. But somehow, we still look up to them and have the greatest respect and remembrance of their efforts in our world. You know, it's no coincidence that we don't have a street in this town named after Cornelius Vanderbilt, but we do have one named after Martin Luther King Jr. I'm going to ask you this: what would happen if instead of being taught to chase after this inconsequential success that we talk about, that that we were taught to chase after changing the world? What if we were taught that the most successful people were the ones who actually did something meaningful with their lives? Ultimately, despite our innate desires for wanting the big house like my friend Daniel had, for wanting to be the CEO of the Fortune 500 company, for wanting the Porsche in the driveway, none of it matters, because we can't take it with us, and we won't be remembered for the size of our bank accounts, but instead for the size of our impact. So let's start to think about things a little differently. As the class of 2014, let's make a collective decision to, instead of aiming for success, aim for change. And I'm going to leave you with this quote from Gloria Steinem, one of my favorite world changers. I'd rather watch money change the world than watch it accumulate. Thank you.